When your strength feels gone and your heart is tired, God steps in with renewing peace. Find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes, and breathe deeply as you connect with God in this quiet moment. Allow the weight you've been carrying to slowly loosen its grip as you settle into this space of calm. You don't need to force anything or pretend you're not weary. Simply let this moment be a gentle pause where God meets you with compassion. Feel your breath deepen as His presence surrounds the tired places within you, offering rest where you've felt stretched thin. God understands the exhaustion beneath your responsibilities, the quiet ache that lingers even when you keep moving. As you breathe, imagine His strength rising softly within you, renewing what has felt depleted and steadying your spirit with His peace. As this moment unfolds, allow the weight you've been carrying to gently loosen its hold. You don't need to rush toward clarity or strength. Simply let this space become a quiet refuge where God meets you with understanding. Feel your breath deepen as His presence settles over the tired places within you, softening the tension that has lingered beneath the surface. God sees the exhaustion you rarely speak about, the quiet strain that builds when life feels heavier than your spirit can manage alone. In this stillness, imagine His peace flowing through your thoughts, easing the pressure to hold everything together. Let your shoulders relax as His compassion surrounds you, reminding you that you are not expected to navigate your weariness in your own strength. Trust that God is renewing what has felt depleted, restoring balance where you felt unsteady, and gently lifting your spirit with His steady calm. Feel the quiet deepen around you as you allow your spirit to release the strain it has carried for far too long. You don't need to sort through every thought or understand every feeling in this moment. Simply let this gentle stillness become a place where God meets you with steady compassion. Notice how your breath begins to soften the tension within you, easing the heaviness that has settled in your heart. God sees the weariness you've been pushing through, the quiet battles you've fought without recognition, and the strength it has taken just to keep going. In this peaceful space, imagine His presence wrapping around you like a warm, steady light, lifting the weight you've held alone. Allow His calm to settle into the places that feel frayed or overwhelmed, reminding you that you are supported, understood, and never left to navigate your exhaustion without His renewing grace. Notice how your spirit begins to settle as you release the pressure to stay strong on your own. You don't have to push past your limits or pretend the heaviness isn't there. Let this moment become a gentle pause where God meets you with steady compassion. Feel your breath deepen as His presence softens the tension you've been carrying, easing the quiet strain that has lingered beneath your responsibilities. God understands the exhaustion that builds when life feels heavier than your heart can manage alone. In this stillness, imagine His peace flowing through the worn places within you, lifting the weight you've held without recognition. Allow His calm to steady your thoughts and soothe the fatigue that has settled deep inside. Trust that God is renewing what has felt depleted, restoring balance where you felt unsteady, and surrounding you with a quiet strength that holds you gently. In this gentle stillness, let your breath become a soft reminder that you are safe to pause. You don't need to sort through every worry or push yourself towards strength you don't yet feel. Allow this moment to open like a quiet doorway where God meets you with patience rather than pressure. Feel the slow rise and fall of your breathing steady the thoughts that have been pulling you in too many directions. God sees the weight you've carried, the questions you've tucked away, and the fatigue that settles in when life asks more than your heart can offer. As you rest here, imagine His presence like a warm light gathering around the edges of your weariness, softening what has felt rigid inside you. Let that light settle gently, not demanding anything from you, simply offering room to breathe. And as this calm deepens, allow yourself to receive the quiet reassurance that you are held with tenderness. Here in God's calming presence, let the noise inside you begin to soften. You don't have to chase answers or steady yourself by sheer effort. Allow this moment to become a quiet shelter where God meets you without expectation. Feel your breath slow as his nearness settles over the places that feel stretched thin, easing the pressure you've carried in silence. God knows the long days, the hidden strain, and the weight that has gathered behind your ribs. As you rest here, imagine his peace like a gentle stream moving through the clutter of your thoughts, clearing space where everything has felt crowded. Let that flow wash over the tightness within you, not demanding change, simply offering relief. And as the calm deepens, allow your heart to lean into the simple truth that you can pause here without fear. This is a place where you are allowed to breathe and be restored. With each slow breath, let the tightness inside you begin to ease. You don't have to rush towards strength or clarity. Simply allow this moment to unfold at a pace your heart can handle. Let your breathing become a gentle rhythm that steadies the thoughts pulling you in different directions. God sees the quiet fatigue beneath your responsibilities, the strain you've carried without wanting to burden anyone else. As you rest here, imagine his presence like a soft horizon opening before you, giving your spirit room to stretch and breathe again. Feel that spaciousness settle around the places that have felt crowded or overwhelmed. You don't need to fix anything right now. Just let the calm widen within you. And as the stillness deepens, allow your heart to settle into a grounded sense of being held, not by effort, but by the quiet assurance that you can rest without losing your way. As peace rises within you, let it move gently through the places that have felt unsettled. You don't need to hold yourself together or force your heart into calmness. Allow this moment to unfold like a soft breath after a long stretch of strain. Feel the quiet warmth of God's presence easing the tension that has gathered beneath your thoughts, loosening the tightness you've carried without pause. God knows the inner weight you rarely name, the fatigue that settles in when you've been strong for too long. As you rest here, imagine his peace like a soft blanket settling over your spirit, offering warmth without pressure. Let that covering soothe the edges of your weariness, giving your heart room to breathe again. And as the stillness deepens, allow yourself to rest in the gentle truth that you don't have to rise quickly. This is a moment where your soul is allowed to simply be. Let your heart rest in this quiet space as you release the urge to keep pushing through. You don't need to sort every emotion or make sense of every burden right now. Allow this moment to become a gentle pause where God meets you with understanding rather than expectation. Feel the soft hush of stillness settling around your thoughts, easing the inner pressure that has been building unnoticed. God knows the long stretches where you've carried more than you could name, the silent weight that gathers when you've been strong for too long. As you breathe here, imagine his presence like a calm shelter rising around you, offering protection without demanding anything in return. Let that shelter give your spirit room to loosen, to breathe, to simply exist without strain. And as the quiet deepens, allow yourself to rest in the steady assurance that you are safe to let go for a moment. As you rise from this moment of stillness, carry with you the peace God has begun within you. You don't have to hold every thought or solve every burden at once. God walks with you, guiding your steps with clarity and surrounding your heart with steady compassion. If this time of quiet helped you breathe a little easier or feel a little lighter, know that you're not alone. There is a whole community here walking this journey of faith, hope, and healing with you. May God's calm rest over your mind, his strength steady your spirit, and his love remind you that you are deeply held. Thank you for spending this moment with me. If this brought you peace, feel free to share your experience in the comments. Your words may bless someone else who needs encouragement today. Until we meet again, may God's gentle clarity guide you, and may his presence stay close to your heart.